because that was not the only wrestling related news pertaining to media and upfronts. Because at the recent Disney upfronts, it was announced that Pat McAfee will be leaving his $120 million deal to join ESPN, where he will be taking his shows and his properties. Apparently, his show will be staying on YouTube and airing on that, but he is bringing his team over, his shows over. Obviously, because he's leaving one media company and joining another as ESPN, do you think that this is the last that we've seen of Pat McAfee in WWE?
I
Yes or
hope
no?
not, because there's like very few things that got me hanging on to WWE, and Pat's one of them. Like he's just good at everything, and he's just like a good time. Like if you want him to wrestle, he'll wrestle, and it doesn't. It could be a serious match if you wanted him to, but he could also just
Right.
have like a fun, good match. Just have a fun, good match. He's also very entertaining on commentary. I love the way he works with the wrestlers and their dynamic. You know, like he has little quips that
Right.
he has going on with them. I'm not saying it's going to be a gigantic loss, but it would make me upset because I feel like, since he's been in commentary and I enjoyed him being in the commentary role, there's been like a really hard time filling the void of Morrow, for me at least. Not sure how you feel, but Morrow leaving commentary in NXT, and mind you, besides like Lawler and stuff like that, the next one of that generation for me at least that made me actually pay attention to commentators and care about them on a more personal level. Literally, there was Morrow, and
Yes.
then Pat actually did it, and I didn't believe that he'd be good at what he did, but he was phenomenal. So I'm gonna be a little bit upset just because like he was so fitting, and it's gonna feel like somebody's lacking. Like I didn't really realize how important commentary was. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
did not realize it until like I actually sat back and like listened to these matches without these familiar voices. So I'm gonna be a little bit sad just because I like his role. But I mean, I support anyone doing whatever they want to do that makes them happy, and taking a different career direction. So good on Pat if he does actually, because right now this is technically alleged, correct? How do you feel about it?
Well, actually, it's not even. I think they announced it at the upfronts, so it's like official. He's
It
official.
is
Well, he's not
official.
official. He's not officially leaving WWE, but it's official that he's moving to ESPN. As far as how I feel about it, I think it's a great move for Pat. It's a great move for sports media because Pat McAfee, outside of the context of wrestling, has had a great podcast.
Yeah.
A great podcast, great team.
Yeah.
He's always featured WWE on his platforms. And it's just kind of good to see someone like him get these opportunities because he deserves it.
Yeah.
Between WWE, um, him joining College Game Day, him having his own, podcast and platform, to now joining ESPN, like that man is a dog. He got that dog in him, and he's a hustler. And
Oh
so it's
yeah.
kind of good, and it's kind of good to see him like get after it. So shout outs to Pat, man. He's getting it. I'm trying to get.
You
I'm
think
trying
he
to get
left
his
too soon
money.
though?
Left WWE.
Like I feel like he's got here in my head.
I do agree. I do think that he just got there, but
Like did
I
he just
also
challenge Adam Cole?
literally. But you know what? Think about it like this. That was 2020. It's 2023. Isn't it crazy how time flies? 'Cause that feels like it
that's
wasn't that long ago,
that's for
but
the
it
COVID.
was. Right. It was the vid,
Yeah.
but
The vid,
like
that's what we call it now. First it
yeah, it's
was
the
the
vid.
Rona, now it's the vid.
It's the vid. It's the vid. But nah, like I think obviously I'm not opposed to him coming back, and I feel like he would be open to a comeback. But sometimes it's not about doing stuff full time. It's just like I'm gonna do it if it makes sense and if I can, if it makes me money, and if it's not doing that right now, then I'm just gonna go over here. Or maybe I just want to try something else. And I feel like Pat is an example of that, of just kind of dipping your toes into whatever you want. So you know,
Okay. I
but
respect
we
that.
want to hear y'all thoughts about Pat. Do you think he's coming back to WWE ever? Let us know in the comments below. But we're moving on.
Yeah.
So,